Today we should definitely look at what you have accomplished so far, and we'll also complete the first two layers of the family by introducing the father exercise to you.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, we need to do that, and we'll continue working once we've kind of like talked about more technical stuff. We'll continue working with the pentachords.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So. Where do we start?
Questions?
Yeah, okay. So, one question is about the grip here, how I'm holding it. And two questions about the thumb. The first one is, I'm finding it much easier to move if I'm like this. Like I'm really not even touching this part of the thumb. I feel like if I do that, then there's too much friction. Is this correct, or am I squeezing it too tight maybe? And
I guess that's what you're doing. So what needs to happen is that well, first of all, your body will find out.
Yeah. And
the mother exercise is the one exercise to practice a lot to lose the sticky thumb.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah. And and I don't know how it works, like physiologically, but the body stops sweating. It just produces less liquid.
Interesting.
Like at some point, once you relax, it's really about that. So that's why playing the exercise, having that friction to deal with, kind of teaches your body to relax, and then the sticky thumb will be a thing of the past. Okay. Right? Took me probably 2.5 years.
Okay.
Back in the mid-90s. Okay. So don't worry. So, but the first thing I see here is the instrument it should be more like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So that will already make a difference for how you place the thumb, right? So, so really, as I said, the tendency it should point to the headstock. That's the rule of thumb, right?
Yes.
Pointing towards the headstock. So you don't ever want to do this,
right?
Right. But then there's quite a bit of variation that is fine here.
Okay.
And so really, also with the thumb, there is no fixed rule.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why if you play the sun exercise again, or just do the sun exercise again, you'll see like if you move up here, then things may have to kind of like change a little bit.
Right.
Right. And and here. So that's the way it really should be. Like not touching at all is part of the family also. It's like you can play everything without touching.
Interesting.
The back of the neck, but that's when your fingers are already fast enough, right? Okay. So that is for now. I wouldn't even worry much about it.
Yep.
And the sticky thumb is just that's the way it is.
Okay.
At the beginning.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's getting better, but. Yeah, just wondering about that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then the other question was about this melody I'm playing. And maybe I can show you just for context.
Yes.
That part of the song. It's amazing how perfectly it fits the pentachord that we worked on last week. That's the line.
It doesn't repeat. That repeats there.
It does, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so. Yeah. So.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, play again.
So,
just slowly.
Yeah.
Show me slowly.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So the question is about playing legato.
Yeah.
And especially on one string, very difficult to minimize the empty space between the notes.
Yeah.
And I did realize I could play like this note here, and that gives you a little more freedom. And I also figured there is some other way to do this, like, I forget where it is.
To interleave the note.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But I didn't quite figure out the whole part like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's a way. That's yeah. So there's a lot here. Okay. So first of all, it's a matter, if you really want to play the pure touch style, let's say, it's possible.
Yeah.
It just requires practice to play legato with the real touch style. It is possible on one string and also descending. Yeah. It is possible.
Okay.
I mean, I can do it.
Yeah.
And many others can do it.
Yeah.
In this case, it really depends on which sound you were using also. Like if you have like sort of like a more high gain or like more overdrive on it, the technique would change.
Okay.
Like if you really wanted like this real super legato thing, you would probably want to do the pull-offs, which is I said, is an extended technique.
Right.
On this instrument.
And maybe that's the thing to look at later.
Like the idea to interleave, if you want like the notes to overlap. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Then like applying the pentachord to a melody like this, you would actually, and you will understand this after today's lesson.
Okay.
The way that the pentachords connect to each other is not in position. Remember that like the main idea that we have with this instrument, that we want to make sure our fingers keep moving and don't get stuck in one position.
Yeah.
So that's why you playing those 5 notes there and then playing that, whatever it was, B flat, or I can't remember now, like that note here with the second finger is not right. You would probably move down to play that note like this. And that would give you like the whole thing more of that. From note to note, I move, and from note to note, I can blend the notes into each other more, right? So the problem that this still feels staccato to you is that your brain still believes that you're in a position. And I know that you said last time that you don't think that way. But physically, that's what you do.
Yeah. No,
I can see it.
I see it too.
And I can hear it.
Right.
So that's why we will kind of like break that open with today's lesson when we look at how do we actually stack up pentachords.
Okay.
How do we attach them to each other?
Okay.
Yeah. And then that will become clearer. And I mean, interleaving is a great thing, and it will also become clearer once we talk about the basic modules of the pentachords, which are what I call the handfuls.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. It seems like there would be a way to construct an entire scale that way, but I think maybe we should focus on this pentachord first. But
like there you go. You have a practical example. So you want to play that note.
Yeah.
And yes, I completely agree. Let's find that one way of playing it that sounds best to you, the way that you want to do it.
Yeah.
And if that's the interleaved approach already, then let's do it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, on one string is easier in some sense because I don't have to think as much about where the notes are. I just am already there.
Yeah.
But the interleaved might be. I mean, if it is going to be super legato, then that might be the way to do it. But I don't know.
It's getting pretty good already.
Yeah, even in a few days of practicing,
Yeah.
That might be enough, you know.
And you see here playing the descending pentachord. It's like, imagine like there's to be like an invisible. It's like scales, right? Like you have like your 2 fingers are like 2 weights on the opposite side of scales. Or do you say scale or scales, right?
Yeah. Right.
The Waage.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like, okay, the one weight goes down and the other comes up.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's this. At some point, I call that sort of like that should become some sort of reflex within the hand.
Yeah.
That for the descending part in particular.
Yeah.
That if one finger, this finger goes down and kind of like the movement already starts here and then.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's.
Yeah. Right.
So it's difficult to demonstrate.
It's very subtle, but yeah.
So the finger already moves down.
Yeah.
And then this other finger comes up.
Interesting. And that happens so fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying it's really nothing we can describe with language.
Yeah.
Like the equations that our brain has to solve there are so complex.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just something that comes by practice.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Thanks. So it's all clear to me now.
Okay. So maybe let's just start with, you said you had some sort of breakthrough with the daughter exercises.
Yeah, I can just
show me.
Show you.
So try just to have it a little more like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's harder to see, but just try.
No, it's okay. It's just I was used to doing it like that, but yeah,
this looks much better.
Okay.
Also,
good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks perfect like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also easier for the right hand, no? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so yeah, as a kind of in-between step to going from this to that, just to get the coordination down, I found this really...
Yeah.
That was really helpful.
Yes.
And then when you go there, you already have the coordination, so you don't have to think about that, and you can focus on getting your hands out of the way.
Let's play this exercise the way you found it there, with like the two the unison notes on adjacent strings. Okay. So now between every single note, let's make a full release.
Okay.
With the respective hand, and you'll see what will happen here. Things will start to overlap already. The actions will start to overlap between the hands because you go left hand.
Yeah.
And then full. Yeah, I mean that should be the aim. Okay, but you can break it down.
Okay. Yeah.
Further out. Yes, exactly. Yeah, great.
Oops. Okay. Let's do that right.
It's a great one. It's a great find to do it this way. But since it really is such a great find, and like in between spot, play it like this, practice it like this.
Yeah.
Because this you will also see for the pentachords that we'll look at later today again. This is exactly the correct approach. Like each hand, when it's not playing, wants to be in a released position, in touch with the instrument.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you first started, showing this to me, it wasn't very, the time away from the string, let's say, wasn't well coordinated.
Right.
So now by introducing the full release there, you will get more of a sense of also passing the note back and forth between the hands.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So just try once more.
It's hard to do it at the exact same time. I'd have to practice that slowly.
Yeah, and you see that way you would get like the perfect legato.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So very good. And now if you just move just slide the right hand on the string, just like the sun exercise. Yeah. and go back to the position, also with the left hand. So really now you can very clearly see what we do here with the daughter exercise is just like the son exercise.
Yep.
I think I mentioned that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is a very, very good exercise. Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Yep.
And then taking it back to becoming the daughter one exercise is still going to be super difficult.
Right. That brings its own challenges. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, very good. Very good. Very good.
Cool. Yeah.
So did you work with the mother exercise?
Yeah. I spent probably the most of my time on the pentachords, but
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. I started using the mother exercise as kind of the main exercise to practice, because it kind of covers everything in
Exactly.
one.
Exactly. Let's try with. Let's do something like. You want to try eighth notes already?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you're getting the
I know. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe a good way to just think legato for now. So
Okay.
there's always two ways. One is to introduce a pause, which is on the offbeat, on which you will make a release.
Yeah.
Very consciously. Okay. Or you could say, okay, no, I'm gonna forget about that. I'm gonna play as legato as possible.
Okay.
So let's try that first.
All right.
Yes. Very good. Keep going. And so you would have to play this for 20 minutes non-stop.
Yeah.
That would be like, that's the spirit, would be the spirit of practicing this.
Yeah.
You're getting it right already, just go for it. And let me show you that this will be easier. It's a little bit about how you position the strum, so you can do it like this.
Wow, this is so different from the angle I've been practicing on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go just a little bit up for now.
Yeah. And legato.
And if you go too legato, then you don't hear all the notes.
Yeah. Yeah, so you always, and that's the big challenge, is to make sure the attack is always the same between all the notes.
What do you mean?
The beginning of the note has the same transient. You want it to have the same dun, dun, dun,
Sure, yeah.
dun.
Yeah.
Because if you go, like you say, if you go more legato, what happens is that you lose the attack. So you want the notes to be connected, but you would still want to hear the attack.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
I do. Yeah, I guess what I meant is if you...
Exactly.
Or especially going down, like you literally hear nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
If you hold on too long.
Exactly. And that's where this metaphor of scales kind of like works. Like there's this sort of balance between the two fingers. And as one gets heavier, let's say, the other remains in place for a moment and then kind of like comes up. So there's a little bit of a lag.
Right.
And that's how you can kind of connect the notes.
Okay.
Yes. You know, and like we're talking about is one thing, but it really just comes with practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So try the mother exercise with both hands. Have you tried that already?
Yes. Well, let's go lower. Actually. That's why I practice mostly with one hand. It's very hard to get the.
Yeah, it is. It is, but it's an important step. So
Okay.
To put things together this way, it may be easier. Just start here with the left hand on the C, okay, and with the right hand start on the C here.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do the octave. Yeah. So what's happening here? Look, like you see that you're pushing this down a little bit. That's there you go.
Okay.
And you know, like that's where the horn kind of tells you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to push the hand forward when you get here at all. You can just slide over here in a way like this, just to remind yourself of what's going on there. Okay. So just start at C again.
Okay.
So it's 5th fret here.
Oh yeah.
And 10th fret there. Yeah. Okay. So just take it even more seriously and practice this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
You see, it's like some sort of, you could say, like from the outside, people would say, okay, that looks pretty basic, right? But you are realizing how incredibly difficult it is, right? To teach the body that how the scale of the fretboard, or the frets, let's say, correlates with your body.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's getting easier, but it's hard to do that calculation.
Yes.
I mean, and you can't really. You just have to.
Yeah, exactly. You have to practice it.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say just like 5 minutes with one hand, 5 minutes with the other, and then 10 to 20 minutes both together.
Okay.
And it's always a struggle.
Yeah.
At the beginning. Yeah. So just one thing. So I was originally thinking that maybe I could already show you like another version of this exercise, but let's not do that today. Okay?
Yeah.
So but what I'm going to show you is how to extend it across the fretboard. So what we're going to do is now we're going to start on A. So there. Maybe just one hand at a time. Okay.
Yeah.
So and the extension is very simple, right? You basically just add more of these stories.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Just keep going, right? I mean.
Yeah. So, but let's just do like the way that I say it. Okay, like there's how many daughter exercise do we have in this? So how many rolls? So let's just 2 rolls, which means 3 levels of 4 frets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
So just try to do that. So start on that A.
Is that here?
The A is the first finger. Yeah. A. So B flat, B, C, and you roll on C. C sharp, D, E flat, you roll on E flat, and you go up to E, F sharp, and down. Yes? And again. Right? But this is where you now get a sense of the thumb really kind of like moving a long way.
Yeah.
Back.
I was going to keep going, but yeah.
Okay, let me show you one simple variation, which I just remembered.
Okay.
It's called what's called the balanced mother exercise. So what happens with every like the female exercises in the family, okay, is that they are based on this idea of the roll. So you go back and forth, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, right?
Yeah.
So like, which comes in turn from the sun exercise where you're sliding. So the energy goes 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right?
Yeah.
You see, it's like, yeah. Okay. So, but what that does is though that the middle 2 fingers, they happen twice as often in the fingering as the outside.
Right.
So while that is great, and that's the whole idea of the roll, okay, that you have like 2 options for directions with the middle 2 fingers, but the ones on the outside only have 1 direction that you can go into another finger. Like from finger 4 you can only go to 3, from 1 you can only go to 2 with the adjacent fingers, okay? So the balance version is where we drop the 2 fingers in the middle on the what is the son or the father part of this exercise, so that we're not going to play 1, 2, 3, 4 in position. You're going to jump right from 1 to 4 and then roll. And then you jump and now jump back. Let's just stick to these 2.
All right. So. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I always hit that?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a very good one because it kind of shows you where that distance between first and fourth finger is,
Right.
without you filling in the gaps.
I see. Yeah.
So it's sort of like it's part of the basic measuring toolkit.
Yeah. Cool.
Right?
Makes sense. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, just remember that one. It's a good one, and then also both hands individually and then together.
Okay,
right?
sounds good. Will do.
And you see, this is balanced because you only get 1, 2, 3, 4, equal number of times.
Nice. Right.
So because 1,
right,
4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Now I've done each finger once.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but then we need to go down to get the.
Yeah. Okay. So.
And then you do it back. Then it goes backwards, starting on 4.
I see.
Yeah. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
cool.
3, 4. Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah. So I think really you have all the basics. Just practice them more, and like I said, let's get together in a group at some point. And then, because it's much easier to practice like the mother exercise for 2.5 hours in a group,
right, yeah,
than alone.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so let's then just kind of like jump right into the pentachords.
Yeah.
So I, as I said, I think like the basics you have understood them. You need to practice them more.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So I showed you the 5 pentachord patterns.
Yes.
And I showed you also the sequence. Right? Can you play them in sequence?
Yep. Oops.
Yeah, and after that.
And then, right. I got it.
Yeah, you lost it.
Right.
Now.
Yeah, that's low green.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, and then it starts over. So it really makes sense to practice this just starting high up and just moving all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Totally.
again here, just in terms of the technique, try to make sure that you play the notes properly with the release.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And in this variation, you can sort of take advantage of the fact that the left hand sometimes does not play. Also, the right hand sometimes doesn't play. If you play a note in the right hand, the left note, the left hand can be released.
Yes. Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be in the air.
Right. Right.
It can be in touch with the string also.
Yeah.
Right. So this is where it becomes one hand.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So let's so this is important. Let's not play things up and down for now. I know I told you to do that, but from now on, let's just always specify which direction the pattern goes and also what the starting note of the pattern is. Okay, so if we just go to Ionian, for example, and let's do C Ionian, so just go here, that's the C, yes. Okay, and I want you to just play, starting from the first note of the pentachord, which in this case is the C, and ascending. Okay. So that would mean C, D, E, F, G.
Okay.
And so now play the loop of C, D, F, G.
Okay.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's try just for
sure.
So let me see, like just play. Let's play eighth notes, let's say 72. Okay, so now let's try the following. So let's insert an eighth note rest at the end of each of these.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So now, same thing, but you start on the second note of the pentachord. So you still complete it, so you have to think cyclically. So now it goes D, E, F, G, C.
Gotcha.
Okay, try it.
That's why that sounds weird. And should I be doing these legato or staccato, or I was?
Okay, the answer is it should be consistent.
Yeah.
So no matter what you do, make it consistent.
Okay.
Okay. So since this is already 72 BPM eighth notes, which is fast. Yeah. You would have to make a full release on every 16th, every other 16th note.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So if you want to do that, if you want to play staccato, play quarter notes. and
Okay.
make full release.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you,
start on D.
okay.
E, F, G, C, pause. E. Great.
It's weird starting on the second note.
Yes.
Ah.
Okay, so but you get the idea, right?
Yeah, right.
So and this is like such an important concept for studying pitched instruments. Like to start on all the different starting points when you're and it can be like something as simple as this, just cycling through a pentachord. You will learn a lot there. You know, every single melody is different here.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Where you could say, oh, it's just like we're just looping, because it's always the same, always looping those 5 notes, starting in a different place, making the mind latch onto the starting note as the starting pitch of the phrase.
Yeah.
Completely changes what it is.
Yeah, it does.
And it does not only do that for the melody per se, for what you hear outside, it also changes how your body pays attention to what you're doing. Okay, so always just playing a scale, like starting on the lowest note, let's say, and going up and down, will not teach that finger, or will teach that finger to play a good starting note.
Right.
But the second and third note, they may be crappy.
Yeah.
But you're never going to pay attention to them. Start on the second note, and it gets much more weight. Like the psychological effect of starting on different notes, even if it's the same pattern, is really profound.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's on the drums. It's probably.
I suppose, but in any case,
but it's not related to pitch there. But here, it's because it
Yeah.
creates not just a different rhythmic pattern, let's say,
Yeah.
it creates a pitch pattern that's different.
Yeah.
So if you start on the note E now, so now it will become E, F, G, C, D.
Yeah.
Okay, just play that. It's a completely different melody, different vibe.
Yeah. My brain wants to. Yeah, it is very different.
They play the F though, second finger from first second. So E, F, yeah.
Yeah.
Great, now start on the F.
Yeah, C, my finger thinks that C is the beginning of the pattern.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
That was the minor, right?
Yes,
You want the first finger of the right hand for the E.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy. It's like a lot of people, 99%.
Yeah.
They always start with the same note.
Right. Yeah.
and you're missing out on so much information. So this is great. Okay.
Yeah.
So then the last one we just start with a G. So with a fifth note in the pentachord.
Yeah.
And then would go so G, C, D, E, F. Yeah. Just play that one also. So G is pinky. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So and you can think of the melodic patterns as resolving in different places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the start of the phrase and the end of the phrase that sort of like always have a different flavor, and that's why obviously those are completely different melodies.
Right.
Even though if you were to play it as a loop and we wouldn't have the pause there, yeah, it would sound exactly the same. It would,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a very important concept. So then after the five ascending patterns, we have 5 descending patterns.
Right. Okay.
And the descending patterns you also start on the highest note of the pentachord. Now, 2 frets down or 1 fret down.
Yeah, I lost my place.
Yeah. So now you just play descending. Yes. Exactly. Easy.
Right.
Then you start on F. So the 4th note you moved up 1 fret. Yeah. Great. And then starting on E, the 3rd note. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then on the D, yeah. And then on C. Yeah. Okay, that's it. So that was 5 ascending patterns, and then you would start over with the descending. Sorry, 5 descending patterns, and then you would start over again with the 5 ascending patterns. So it's the idea. You said da 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 da. Da, 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 da,
oh, okay.
Da, 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 da,
wow.
And so on. And so you have 5 ascending patterns, 5 descending patterns. You turn them into one big loop.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to try that just once, just to get it?
Sure. Why not? I did.
Yes.
That. Oh.
Yeah, and then G.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the way that I do this, I actually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I say starting with the 1st note, starting with the 2nd note, starting with the 3rd, with the 4th, with the 5th.
Yeah.
And then starting with the 5th, with the 4th, with the 3rd, with the 2nd.
Okay. So yeah. So 1. And then, oh, I see. Then you're. Wait. Oh.
And then
Yeah.
and go back. Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Okay, makes sense?
Yes.
And you see what it also does, and probably the most important is, it really teaches you what the notes sound like under each finger. Right?
Okay.
Because if you just go da 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 da,
Yeah.
you're not paying attention to really what the 3rd finger of the left hand sounds like in the context of the Ionian pentachord here.
Interesting. Yeah.
Right? So please practice this exercise with all 5 pentachords.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And for now, I mean, not for now, but play it always with the pause. Like if you don't put the pause there, it just sounds like you're going in loops.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very good. So Shawn, probably like normally I wouldn't give you more information, but I give you more information.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like normally I would say this is enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Because there's you need to catch up with.
Of course.
Time to do this better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but I'm going to show you just for completion's sake the father exercise, and then the next step I'm showing you how to put the pentachords together already.
Cool.
Okay. So the father exercise is the one where we focus on the idea of 4 fingers for 4 frets. Okay. So we're not doing the roll. No daughter exercise in this. Okay. Right? And so the difference again, like between like the female side is it's rolling back and forth. It's like that round kind of like movement. Yeah. Where the father exercise and also the grandfather exercise, they go in one direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? We jump.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. The pentachord does that also, like we just saw, right?
Okay.
Okay, so basically now let's start with the pattern. Okay, like if we're looking at 4 elements, we can put 4 elements into 24 different orders.
Okay.
Okay, because it goes. If we start with the first one, let's say the simplest one, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Then what we do, we kind of like we kind of go through the 24 patterns by swapping 2 fingers around. You can think of it as go 1, 2, 3, 4. The next one would be 1, 2, 4, 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And we go through all 24. You know, don't need to do that now. Okay. The last pattern is the one. The 24th pattern is the one where everything's reversed, where it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the one we end up with.
All right.
So and those 2, the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4, 3, 2, 1, are the 2 most important ones to start with. Yeah. Right?
Sure.
Okay. So and we've already identified that ascending pattern versus descending is very, very different.
Yes.
Right? So descending is the one that's harder because we need to get the finger out of the way. Yeah. So that also means that's the one we practice first, and we make the sound that we can get with that, the reference, also for the ascending.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Right? So because we cannot go further with the descending, we kind of like try to milk the descending, and then we see, okay, that's our reference, and that's where we need to. That's how we need to sound also with the ascending fingering. Okay, so the father exercise is quite simple. The basic idea is that we simply just play loops of 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So of this 24th father pattern. Okay, so just play that 4, 3, 2, 1 once, and you play. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very good, very good. So, but the exercise, so you could say that that's already an exercise. True, yeah. But in order to bring out the nature of this instrument, there's a little trick that we are using here. So for now, we're not going to play the complete pattern. What we're going to do is we're going to drop one of the notes out of the pattern each time we play it. So what we do is we're going to play 4, 3, 2, 1 is a pause. Okay. Now instead of a pause, what we do, we just remind ourselves of the full release. So we just say 4, 3, 2, full release.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so try that. So 4, 3, 2, full release. Great.
And then you could do all the rhythmic permutations, right?
Yeah, so the full father exercise consists of like where you now shift the pause through the pattern. Yeah. So the next one would be on the second finger. So now on the second finger you're making a full release. So it's 4, 3, 4, 3, full release, 1.
Right, second finger, not second finger in the pattern.
Yeah, second finger, yes, exactly. And then the second, and the last one, yes. And you're doing correctly at the start. You should do like 4 of each.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But then the real exercise is just to put these patterns in sequence.
Okay.
So you have 4, 3, 2, full release, 4, 3, full release, 1, 4, full release, 2, 1, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's try to do that. Da, 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 da. Third finger is there. Da, 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 and then it repeats from the
right. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so for the first 2 years, I'm still making the full release kind of okay, but then you're losing it. So slow down.
Oh, yeah.
Slow down. So.
Right.
Great. Okay, now something really important happened there. Okay, remember when I was saying we don't want to prepare, and this is really important for the technique. You'll see. What you did is you put that in full release, and while it was in the full release, you already moved it back up so the pinky could reach its place. We don't want to force ourselves at this point not to do that at all. We make the full release in the place on the fretboard where we are. I'll show you why, and you will already see why after.
Okay.
So just try again.
Right, so I did something like...
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So the full release needs to simply be where you are.
Got it. Yeah? Oh, yeah, but then the... Oh, 1. So, 1. Rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from there it's da, da, da. Yes, and then 3, 2, 1.
Okay. So
Yeah. So what's kind of confusing here is that it goes 3, 2, 1 on these notes, but this finger is on the string for the full release, on the 1 of the pattern. You see?
Yeah.
So it's 1 as the downbeat, 1, but on the 4th finger, and then 3, 2, 1. So the pause is all fingers down, and then 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I see. Right, so the last 2 variations are...
Yeah. But then you stay here. This is the trick. Da,
Oh,
da.
yeah, right. There's no reason to go back.
Yeah, exactly. And so what happens is that at the turnaround, going from the end of this to the beginning of it, you actually get, and this is something we don't think about much, we get 6 notes in a row. We only have the 4 pattern, 4-note pattern here, and we're putting in breaks inside.
Yeah.
But here now, at the end, at the turnaround, we get 6 notes in a row because it goes 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So with this exercise, there's no need to play 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3. Doesn't matter. It's not useful really. Okay. At this point, this is the father exercise.
Okay. Right.
And there are 24 of these because we have 24 orders who can put the fingers in.
Gotcha.
So the father pattern 1 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try that now. So just try to apply the same principle just to playing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Great. You see, it's easier, huh? Right.
Yeah.
Because the beat number corresponds with the finger number.
Oh, interesting.
That's why it's kind of easier, I think.
And I did it already on the rhythm before.
Yeah. Okay. So now try the descending again. So 4, 3, 2, 1. great. Okay, so and then when you loop it, and then you get the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why I said that the full release should always be made where you are is that we want to prepare ourselves to be improvisers.
Right.
Okay, so the improviser's mindset really should be not to know what the next note is. The one particular definition of improviser, right? There are others, but so I just want to be free to go anywhere.
Yep.
So that means whenever I come to a resting point, I want that resting point not to tell me where to go. Okay,
Right.
so that's why if you stop there in the position where you are, usually it means that you will have to move to play the next note.
Okay. Yep.
So
Which is a good thing,
So
yeah.
so remember, first I explained touch, release, move to you.
Yep.
It's a very important concept. It is really best for beginners to understand it like that. The concept is kind of like it's more complicated than that, because the move and the touch, they are not really separate, because at the end of you moving, you touch the note. So it's the move touch.
Move,
right?
touch, release.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so the move touch, right, is what is the has the smallest amount of time, really. It's not just bringing the finger down. Sometimes it may just be bringing the finger down, but at other times it may mean to move up and play the note almost at the same time. So it's always move touch, move touch, move touch.
Okay.
So that's why you want to come to this, and this is like really advanced technique, right? So you come to a rest where the hand is, you release, you relax, and then it's like you move and you play the next note. And that's where the speed lies. That's where the power and the volume of the notes comes from.
Yeah.
So you're basically kind of enforcing the idea that you will always have to move to get to the next note.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, and this is initially slows you down quite a bit. Right? Because there's always these two opposing elements fighting. Like how far do I need to be away, and how close do I need to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, this is something that can't be put into words. So just in your practice, when you practice slowly, bring the hand to a full release wherever it is and try to stay still there. And then the move touch is the...
Got it.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, just try with the right hand once. Just the 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right. So.
Yeah.
I have to think. Okay, with the rest.
Yeah. Yeah. So you see, your hand already has this concept of preparation in it. So you'll see there's already something that we need to...
I wasn't even thinking about that.
I know, but you're already doing that. And it makes sense. It makes sense because we're also you're using the visual still. Like you're using your eyes. Yeah. So that's why our brain, kind of like our eyes, tell our brain that we will have to be there. And that's why, even though we should be resting, we already start moving the hand.
But also, when you're doing a pattern that's repeating, don't you already know where you're going?
Yes, you do. Exactly. And that's kind of like the contradiction that we're dealing with. Okay? So that's why we need to force ourselves to come to a complete standstill in the position where we are. Yeah. And we can do that simply by breaking it all down into further sub-steps. So if you needed to break it down to like one action per quarter note or half note even, do that. Yeah. Right? So let's do it slowly. So So very slow. So 3 or 4. Let's start with 4, of course. 4, 3, 2, full release.
Yeah.
You see you've already moved in the eighth note space before the next.
Yes.
Okay.
Too
So you see, so so.
Okay.
So 1, 3, 2, full release. Yes. Yes. There you go.
That scares me because I will often miss the note if I do that.
Yeah.
But I can see how that's useful.
So, but like I said, it is an advanced technique.
Yeah.
So learn the exercise first.
Yeah.
So that it's kind of like that the pattern is automatic.
Yeah.
Slow it down, and then make sure the hand always comes to a complete standstill.
Okay.
There. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the father exercise.
Awesome.
And father 1 and 24, so the descending patterns, the first one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, the ascending pattern. Okay, and all the others, I'll give you a sheet of paper which has all of them written down.
Perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so last thing for today, and this is a biggie, really is.
Yeah.
So what we haven't reviewed before is. The pentachords always exist in the crossed and uncrossed form.
Yes. Yep.
Right? And you practice both?
Yeah, we didn't do that today, but
yeah. Okay. So so the uncrossed form kind of should become the default. However, to explain things to you, how the pentachords connect with each other, it's easier to understand in the crossed bracket.
Yes.
In the uncrossed, it's more complicated.
Okay. Yeah.
To visualize, let's say. So it's much easier to visualize in this. So that's why I'm showing it to you here. But you need to understand the other way should be the default, though.
And I think I know why. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So quite simply, it's very easy if we want to say play the C major scale.
Okay.
And we have the C Ionian starting pentachord here already. So it tells us, okay, C, D, F, G. Let's have the 5 first note of our pentachord, of our C major scale. Okay. So that means the next note in the pattern after G comes
A.
Exactly. So now it's super simple. It basically means I've completed my pentachord here. Completed?
Yeah. Nope, that's...
Play the Ionian. Yes. Okay, so now the first finger of the left hand goes to A, because A is the next note we need.
Yeah.
And so now we're in A, which means it's the Aeolian degree.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the 6th degree, on the 6th degree of the Aeolian pentachord pattern. And 2, 4.
And keep going. Yeah.
2, 4. 2, 4.
2, 4, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. You see? So now we can kind of like, we already know if we want to stay in C major. Okay? And we put our first finger, either left or right, doesn't matter, but we put a first finger on a C, then we need to use the Ionian pentachord. But if we put our first finger on an A, we need to use the Aeolian pentachord.
Yeah.
If we put our first finger on an F, we need to use the Lydian.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is exactly what happens here. If we want to complete the 2-octave scale, which is exactly 3 pentachords long, right?
Okay.
We basically put together C, Ionian on this string, A, Aeolian on this string, and F, Lydian on this string.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now what happens is, like, between the G,
Yeah, okay.
exactly, and that's an inversion of an F major chord.
Yeah.
Okay, so just try to play it. C, D, F, G, there. Then you move 2 frets down, up, exactly, F, A, B, C with the pinky, and then, no, second and fourth fingers, very important. Alex, you'll understand why. Yes, that's the E here now.
Yes.
Now F. The F is a half step above E, right? So that's why we only move up 1 fret.
Yeah.
This was the A.
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And that's our F.
Okay.
And now Lydian there, 1 3 1 3 4. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then the hand moves this.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
We're an
E
alien.
with the fourth finger. Yeah. Correct. 3 1. Fourth finger. Yes. Second finger F first. Yes, there you go.
Yeah. Cool. Huh.
Okay, and that's what's called the C Ionian bracket.
Okay.
So we only work with these 2-octave brackets because they encompass everything in the universe of this approach. Let's say. Okay. You see, we stack 2 other pentachords on top of the one that we already have, and we basically always start with the next note in the sequence.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So that's why something like what you were doing before wasn't wrong to stay in one position, right? If you play like C D F G here, and then you play a G A B C D here, it's okay. But it's just that you go from the Ionian pentachord to the Mixolydian pentachord.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But in order to see it as a continuous scale, what we do is we don't go to G here, we go to A.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay, so try to play again. Just go up and down. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. Yes.
We're
3.
in Lydian, right?
Lydian.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
Great.
Very cool.
Okay, so now this makes sense, right?
Yes.
So it's like 3 5-note groups.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to show you the other bracket of this now. Just very important, like I said.
Okay.
Very important, the uncrossed bracket.
Yep.
The principle is exactly the same. It just is not going to look as nice on the fretboard.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, but so now what you have to keep track of the 5 notes per pentachord in your head.
Okay.
Okay, so now we put the first finger of the right hand on the C,
Right.
which is there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So now you play your C D F G.
Wait. That's fine.
Yes.
Okay, and then
Exactly. Now the new pentachord starts on the same string
right.
that you're already on.
Yeah.
So it's the reversal of the other.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So now Aeolian.
Yeah. And then 2 and 4. 2 and 4. Yeah. And
that
4.
right?
You see, that's your Aeolian. 1, 3, 4, 2, 4.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah. Okay. And then
F. Exactly. It's just a half step above. F. F, 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 F. F. Right there.
I don't know where F is.
First finger. This is
Okay,
an E,
okay.
so that's an F.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
No, it's Lydian now. It's 1 3 1 3 4. 1 3. No, 1 3 1 3 4.
Oh yeah, because we're in the reversed position.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
First
That's-
finger. First finger for A. No, that was correct.
Okay.
No, no.
This one.
4-3.
4-3.
C, the C with the fourth finger.
Oh, okay.
No, it's wrong. You've lost the
I've
place.
lost where I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So start again at the bottom.
Okay.
So on the C. Yeah.
Ah.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Aioli. Right.
Yeah. Yes. No. Pinky.
Okay.
First finger. First finger.
First finger.
For E. Yeah. Yes. Great.
Wow,
So now
yeah.
you hear many great things come together that maybe you don't even realize yet. Your ear comes into play now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's very obvious that you are sometimes confused. Is the next note going to be a minor third or a major third?
Right.
For
sure.
So meaning that learning these patterns and understanding how it interrelates between the hands is going to be super great ear training, because it's not just ear training. It's because you have a physical representation of what happens in terms of intervals directly on the instrument, and it's not ambiguous at all. It's kind of like super clear, right? Like the major third, you know, like if you're counting from the first finger of your handful. We haven't talked about handfuls yet, but like it means like it always goes between the hands.
Yep. Yeah.
The minor third, yeah.
One hand.
Right? So that means that when you're coming from G, F, and you're hearing that the next note is a half step below, then it's got to be the first finger. But if it's 2 below, then it's the fourth finger there.
Okay. Yeah.
So the difference between the third interval, between the minor and the major third, is huge, because it's within the hand or between the hands. And since it's the most driving, distinguishing interval, really, the third, the minor versus the major third,
sure.
it's super clearly represented there.
Yes.
But then we also have the distances between the hands here. Okay? So distance means, like if you play a C, D, F, G here. Yeah. So now we know after the G we get the A. So the A means there's one open between here.
Yes.
Yeah, because the concept, it's not a pentachord anymore. You see, we have 6 notes on that string now.
Yes.
Because we're attaching the upper part of pentachord 1.
I see.
To the lower part of pentachord 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And so visually it's really complicated, because it gives us a pattern of 2 notes, 6 notes, 4 notes, 3 notes. Okay. Whereas in the forward bracket, the other bracket on one string, the cross bracket, it's 5 notes, 5 notes, 5 notes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. That's very cool.
But what happens with this bracket, and that's why it is so important, is you get overlap between the notes, so you can sustain seconds and thirds, which on one string obviously you can't.
Right.
So this is sort of like already the answer to one of the underlying questions, like how do I play like a C, E, G, or how do I play legato? Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try that out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So with this, the only thing that's important is that you're always extremely strict with getting the fingering right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just remember, the rule is very simple. First note of the pentachord with the first finger. Highest note of the pentachord with the fourth finger, with the pinky.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's the rule.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So that was a lot for today, dude.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. That's pretty hard to think about the first time playing.
The reverse
Yeah.
bracket is really a major. It's the result of 25 years of research.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But it is. I can see it's very elegant because the way you transfer from one string to another.
Yes, yes. And you see the big plus of this is we always, the hands are always in motion going up and down. Like either you move up one fret or two frets from one position to another, which even those positions are not positions.
Yeah.
Everything's always flowing like this.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Okay, great.
great. Thanks.
Thank you.